Hey everyone, it's Declan here from Central YMCA in London. Happy Saturday. I hope you are doing well, keeping safe. It's lovely and windy out there today. So, today is basically a follow-up to the seated Pilates session that I did earlier in the week, which is up on the YouTube channel. So, if you haven't done that one, maybe just do that one first and just get a sense of the movement and the sort of body positions that you need to be in. If you've done it already, then yeah, feel free to do this one. So Pilates, for those of you who've not done it before, is very much around mindful movement, your breath, and your engagement through the abdominal area. So today, obviously, you're going to need a chair, a nice solid one like that one there, a book, reasonably thick, not too thick, a soft cover, obviously, and a towel, which is on the back of my chair at the moment, and just have some water close by as well in case you get a bit thirsty. So basically, what I want to do today is just start to think about the movements that we did in the previous video, but move them on a little bit. So I'm going to just get to the chair now. Now for this as well, you want to be in bare feet. So I've got my flip-flops on, which I'm going to pop off now. If you do prefer wearing socks, that's fine, but I always prefer bare feet for this type of thing because you need to sort of feel grounded through the whole foot as you do this. So I've got the chair at an angle. I want you to see the position of my spine, and I want you to see the position of my shoulders and of my legs. Now, in the previous one I spoke about having your knees in line with your hips. Sometimes when we sit, we sort of let the knees just flop out. Now, to get the inner thighs, your adductors, to work, just as a little exercise, you can just place a ball. If you have a big round ball, you can use that, or just a book if you've got a book handy, and just pop it between your knees. And then once you've done that, just get a sense of how the ankle is aligned with the knees. Yeah, so if it's not, then maybe just adjust the feet slightly. Shuffle forward in the chair so you've got some space behind you. And just take a few seconds here to get a sense of the inner thighs waking up. Yeah, so you've got to squeeze in gently to hold the book in place. That itself can be quite a challenge initially because you've really got to kind of think about keeping everything in good alignment. So we're not going to keep the book there the whole session, but I just want you to take a few seconds now to kind of get that sense of movement in the inner thighs. As I said before in Pilates, it's very much about keeping your core muscles engaged, and that includes your pelvic floor. So we spoke about this last time. You can take the book out for a sec. We spoke about your pelvic floor muscle, which is the muscle that you use to stop yourself from going to the toilet, essentially just to kind of draw everything in and out. Now, imagine you were stuck on, I don't know, an aeroplane from here to maybe Australia, and there were no toilets working. So you had to really, really kind of pinch. And that's kind of what you want to have in your mind throughout the session. It helps to fire off your deeper abdominal muscles as well. The next thing to think about is your breath. It's important to breathe. So in Pilates, the breath is very much inhaling through nose, exhaling through gently pursed lips. At times, that may make you feel a little bit dizzy. If that does happen, then just back off a little bit, go to some ordinary breathing, but try and maintain the inhale through the nose and the exhale through gently pursed lips. So as a little practice, let's pop the book back between our knees now, just to re-engage the inner thighs. Get a sense of length from the tailbone, so from the whole spine. Sit as tall as you can, and just find a reasonably comfortable position here. Place your hands on the rib cage, just below the breastbone, to the side of your abdominal area, and then inhale. You feel the rib cage expand. Exhale, feel the rib cage drawing in and down. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, please. Inhale and exhale. So as you do that, you should have felt the rib cage open up almost like a balloon, and then as you exhale, it kind of draws in, kind of like as the air goes out of a balloon. So have that image in your mind. Keep the feet in line with the knees. So make sure knees are in line with ankles, and then knees are in line with your hips. And we're just going to pop the book to the floor for a second now. Now again, try not to let the knees just flop out, okay? Feet are flat on the floor. We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up exercise now. So we're going to lengthen up from the tailbone, and we're going to do some elevation depression for the shoulders. So we're going to inhale, shoulders lift up to ears, exhale, slide them back down. Inhale, shoulders lift, exhale. Just a few more times, just to get a sense of shoulder stabilization, scapula drawing down, and then inhale, exhale, release. Just a few more times, just to get a sense of softness around the shoulder joint. So elevate and then depress down. Almost like you were trying to touch the floor. Inhale one more time, shoulders lift, exhale and release. From here, we're going to do protraction, retraction. We're going to bring the arms up, fingers are long and strong. The spine is lengthened. You're going to inhale, reach forward with the arms, exhale, draw them back. So protraction is as you reach, retraction as you draw back. So you should feel a very subtle movement in the shoulder blades. Check those knees are still in line with your hips. Feet are still flat on the floor. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, draw back. One more, and then release. Take the arms down and shoulder roll out. Loosen up the neck a little bit now. So we're going to literally do some chin nods. We're going to inhale the chin down, look towards the floor. Exhale, lift it up, parallel to the floor. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift. So getting a sense of length in your neck. Lift it up, drop it down. Keep the breath coming. Inhale up, exhale. Inhale up, exhale. One more time. Good, lovely. And then bring the chin parallel to the floor. Now keep the chin dropping down slightly. And what you want to avoid is hyperextending your neck. So you want your neck in line with the rest of the spine. So we've got some movement around the shoulders now. We've got some movement around the neck joint. We've started to think about our pelvic floor, pulling from your back to your front and lifting. We've started to think about softness around the shoulders, thinking about breathing in and out through our rib cage. So remember that inhale, exhale, draw the rib cage in and down. So you want to try and avoid your ribs popping, essentially. So nice subtle movement. Imagine you had a tight corset wrapped around the entire body. And just keep that in the back of your mind. Check the feet are flat on the floor. We're going to move on now, and we're going to do some gentle rotation for the spine. So you have an option here. Option one, hold your hands in prayer position. Lengthen up. Inhale, exhale. Just a gentle turn to the side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the opposite side. Allow the eye line to follow. Inhale back to your center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Lovely. One more. Inhale back to center. Exhale. One more. Inhale back to center. Exhale. And then inhale back to center. Now the second set of that, we're going to up it a little bit. You can repeat with the hands against the breastbone. Otherwise, We're going to bring the arms up and we're going to place them behind our heads. Soften the chin down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale. Inhale back to your center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to your center. Exhale. And then we're going to release back on the inhale and we're going to bring the arms down. So what we were doing there was getting our spine, rib cage to rotate to the side with having the hips in a fixed position. Just helps you get some movement in the upper body, especially perhaps if you've been maybe doing a little bit of housework, maybe cooking a lot, and you're just feeling a little bit stiff. It's a nice one to do just to get the upper body to move. Moving on now, we're going to start thinking about the ankles, all right? So have a look at my feet. They are placed firmly on the ground. My knees are still in good alignment with my hips. We're simply going to lift the heels up and lower. You're going to alternate lifting the heels up and lowering them down. So almost just walking through the ankle joints here a little bit, just getting a little bit of movement. You might hear the odd crack, maybe a little bit of a pop. It's never a bad thing. It's sometimes just a little bit of air bubbles caught in the smaller joint area. So just keep that movement now. Lift up onto your tippy toes. Just getting some movement there. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Your hands are resting lightly on the front of your thighs. Just getting those ankle joints to move. So just walking through the ankle joints. It's a good one to do if you do a lot of walking as well, just to get the ankle to move a little bit. And in bare feet, you can get the circulation going as well. Let's do 2 more, and then 1 more, and then release. Make sure your feet still feel grounded and that they are flat on the floor. From here, we're going to do some gentle movements for the shoulders now. So we're going to do the first option, which is without a towel. So we're going to inhale the arms up, reach towards the ceiling, keep your eye line forward. Exhale, swoop them back down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring them down. So we're reaching the arms up to the side here, just doing a nice and gentle movement. Keeping the shoulders soft as you reach up. So we're not hunching the shoulders up around the ears. You've just got a lovely feeling of that movement through your shoulders. Keep the chin parallel to the floor. So we're not looking towards anything in particular. We just have the eye line fixed forward, focused on a still point. Inhale up, and then exhale, release down. Soften the shoulders again if you need to. Perhaps if it feels good, place your hands on your thighs, look to your left, and just look to your right. Just get a sense of movement in the neck. Exhale, inhale, center, exhale, round. Inhale, center, exhale, round. Just do a gentle side movement now with the neck, just to loosen it up. Let's do 1 more, and then release. Have a quick drink if you need a drink. Keep the abdominals tight. Keep your pelvic floor pulling up from back to front. Okay. Next movement. Now for this one, we're going to use our towel. And again, this is just an option. You don't have to use your towel, but it's just a nice way of doing it. You can also use a Dynaband if you've got one of those long plastic Dynabands. Otherwise, just fold your towel so it's kind of like in a nice straight rope type position. So kind of like that. So you've got that to hold on to, and this also works your grip strength with your fingers. So Realigning your spine. You can see how I'm lengthening up from my tailbone. Chin drops down. Bring the arms up ahead of you. Palms are down. Fingers are long and strong. You're kind of holding the thumbs underneath, the fingers, the rest of the hand is on top. We're going to inhale up. Exhale, come down. Arms parallel to floor. Inhale up. And exhale, come down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Keep in mind how the shoulder blades are soft still. We're not hunching them up. And we're taking the arms as high as you feel comfortable. So again, if your movement only allows you to come up to around there and then down again, that's absolutely fine. You move in whatever position your body allows you to. We're just getting some opening up through our shoulder blades, keeping that tension in the strap or in your towel. Let's do inhale up, exhale down, halfway, last one, inhale up, exhale down, and have a little break. Roll out the shoulders. Do whatever you need to do now just to loosen up. Consciously feel if there's a little bit of looseness around the shoulder blades, particularly the upper back area. We're going to repeat that now again. So if you found holding onto a towel or a Dynaband was a bit too much, perhaps you have an old shoulder injury or anything like that, feel free to do it without. So I'll demonstrate without now, just a few repetitions. So again, palms are down. Inhale up, exhale, down halfway. Inhale up, exhale down, keeping it nice and controlled, and that is always your option to come back to. On the next one, I'm going to pick up my towel to finish. So we're going to hold on to the towel again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale. Let's do one more, please. And then we're just going to rest for a second. Okay, we may come back to the towel. So pop it to the back of the chair if you need to. Just realign yourself now. So sometimes in the middle of a session, you might feel you kind of got a bit tired. You may have kind of collapsed back a little bit. And that's fine. Just try and come back up to that lovely tall position so it feels like a piece of string is pulling you up to the ceiling, okay? Feet are still flat on the floor. We're going to start working the legs now. So just a reminder, coming back to holding onto our book, perhaps just place it between the knees for a few seconds and gently squeeze them in so you feel your inner thighs waking up. Yeah, so it might feel quite challenging, but just do that because it's good to strengthen out those inner thigh muscles. Once you've held the book for a few sets, you can gently remove it without moving your knees. I'm going to do leg extensions here. So for this, you may want to hold on to the side of the chair and you may want to move forward a couple of inches here. And then just check that your feet are still flat on the floor and those knees are still in good alignment, okay? When you hold onto the back of the chair, try not to collapse back. You want to keep length, okay? So we've got the ankles working here. All we're going to do now is extend alternating legs out. So we're going to inhale, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. Now, as you extend your leg, focus on tightening the front of your thigh. Point your toes as much as you can. This can be quite challenging, particularly if you are tight in your hamstrings or your quads. So just work with where you can go, but try and avoid collapsing back. Yeah, just keep that pace nice and steady. So this is really good for working the quadricep muscle and getting some movement in the knee joint. Feet stay flat on the floor as they drop down. Point the toes. Lovely. Keep that pace. 2 more, please. Good. Last one. And then just release. Check that the knees are still in line with your hips. feet are still flat on the floor. We're now going to hold one leg up and we're going to do a little bit of a pulse and we're going to work our ankle joint here as well. So, realigning our hips, keeping the tailbone lengthened up so your spine is in a neutral position. When people talk about a neutral spine, it's the natural curve of the spine, and it's different for everyone because we all have different body frames essentially. So the aim here really is wherever your body frame is, just to keep length in the spine. And that can be challenging, which is why sometimes without realizing it, we tend to just collapse back. And if it's happened, just come back up, just re-engage, suck the belly button in towards the spine, draw the ribs in and down, and come back to your breath. So, looking up, chin drops down, neck is in line with your spine. We're going to inhale one leg up, keep the toe pointed. We're going to point, flex, point and flex, point, flex. So we're just working the ankle here a little bit. So just allow the toes to point and then let the toes come back in towards you. Bend your knee a little here if you need to. Absolutely fine. 2 and 1. Place the leg down. Other leg, please. Lift, extend, flex, point. Inhale, exhale as you point. Inhale, exhale as you point. Release the leg down. Lovely. Okay, we're going to build on that now. So again, we're going to lift the opposite leg up. Keep the toe pointed this time and just lift the leg up. Little pulse. Keep the chest lifted. Feel that working the front of your thigh. And then release. Other leg, please. Extend. Gentle pulse. Release down. We're going to repeat that now. So just listen for the breath. It's a little faster. Hence why I said earlier on, if it makes you feel a little bit dizzy, have a little break, have a drink, come back to it. If you need to go to a slightly more natural way of breathing, that is absolutely fine. Make sure you are not holding your breath because that's never a good thing. It creates tension in the body and it just makes you feel uncomfortable. So always come back to some form of breathing. So let's lift the opposite leg up. Toes are pointed. Release. Realign the hips, realign the spine, opposite leg. Release down. Fantastic. So we should feel that those thighs have started to wake up now, the front of the legs, okay? Which is what you basically want. So from here now, we've kind of started working through the ankle, we've started working the calves as well a little bit with our heel lifts. We've got some movement in the upper body. We're going to work in the spine now and get some mobility, some movement in the spine. So I want you to think of a banana and how the shape of a banana is kind of in that U shape when you look at it. And the other thing to mention as well is when we do a roll back, you're rolling off your sit bones. So you need, again, some space between you and the back of the chair. So your feet stay flat. Now, again, you may just want to grab hold of your book and just check that those knees are in good alignment. Gently squeeze them in so those inner thighs are waking up. Your pelvic floor has re-engaged. In case you've switched it off, switch it back on like a light switch. Now, place your hands across your chest. Now have a look at my spine. I'm lengthened up. Look at my lumbar spine, my lower back. You're going to inhale. As you exhale, we're going to start to round from the lower spine. We're going to round, round, round. We're going to inhale to stay. Exhale, slowly lift back up, eye line forward. Inhale. Exhale, navel to spine, rolling off your sit bones, shoulders are soft. Inhale, stay. Exhale, and lift. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Just keep it nice and smooth. Inhale, stay. Exhale, start to gently rebuild the spine, bone by bone by bone. Feet are flat on the floor. Inhale. Exhale. You can see how I'm rolling into that lovely banana shape. Inhale, stay. Exhale, lift back up. So we're moving through our spine now, gently going into a lovely C-shaped curve. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Now I'm going to be quiet. Keep going. One more. And release your arms down. A little bit of a shoulder roll out here, whatever feels good. So we're going to repeat that now, and it's a chance just to watch it again, have another go. You know, these are great ones to do. If you feel a little bit stiff in your lower spine, maybe, or your mid-back, perhaps you've been doing more cooking, maybe you've been spending more time reading, so your back feels a bit stiff. It's a great one to do any time of the day, especially when you've been up and about for a while and your spine's a little bit warm. Just get it to move as much as you can. So we're going to inhale, we're going to place the hands against the chest, look forward. Chin drops down slightly. You're going to lift up, pelvic floor tightens from back to front. You're going to inhale, exhale. As you go down, your eye line will sort of gently drop towards the floor. You're going to inhale, stay, and then as you lift up, your eye line goes directly ahead of you. So the whole body, including your neck, is kind of moving here, but you're not letting your shoulders sit around the ears. It's a gentle movement. Mobilizing your spine, just loosening up, allowing your vertebrae to move. So keep it nice and controlled. You roll into that C shape, and then you lift back up, using your abdominals, using your pelvic floor. This is your last one coming up. Make it a good one. Lift up and allow the arms to soften down. So hopefully you feel a little bit of movement now. The spine may feel a little bit, I've just woken up. That's always a good thing. So we've done some half rollbacks now. So we're going to move on. And what I want you to focus on now is just coming back to the pelvic floor, the internal contraction of that pelvic floor. Imagine again that you were stuck somewhere where there were no available toilets. You had to really pinch and keep the ribs pulling in and down. So always have that image in your mind, like you had a tight belt wrapped around the waistline. Yep, that's essentially what you need to do. So now we're going to just do a little bit of an opening for our hip. Now, if you have a knee or a hip issue going on, listen to the modifications. The modification is you extend one leg forward, okay? Now, once you've done that, you can shift back slightly in the chair. You very carefully bring the other leg and just place the foot above the knee, okay? So at the moment, I have got my left leg at an angle that you can see, all right? So now I'm going to hold on to the ankle bone. I'm going to place the left hand to my side of my left knee. I'm going to lift up, and I'm just going to gently, very gently push that down towards the floor. So we're going to lift up, keep looking slightly to the side, gentle lean over, not too far, but I want you to feel that kind of opening through the side here. So just breathe into that. Leaning over, and then gently release. Place that leg down, bring that other leg in. Extend your left leg out, the heel is down, the toes are up. Lift your right leg up, allow the knee joint to open, holding on to the right ankle. Place your right hand to the side, lift, and then just very gently lean to your right. Your eye line can be ahead of you, maybe just drop the head slightly to the side, but just feel a lovely gentle push down and feel the side of the hip and the glute opening. So remember, this is the modification. Now, this is if you have any knee or hip issues. It's just a gentler way of doing it. When we do the repeat on this, I'll show you the slightly more advanced one. And then gently release, lift the knee up, and just bring it back down. Take a few seconds here. Have another drink. Why not? Okay. We're going to repeat that now. So for the slightly more advanced one, check again that the ankle is in line with the knee and the knee is in line with your hip. Okay? So everything is in a nice, stable position. This time around, bring the right leg up and cross it over the top of the left thigh. We're going to lift up from our tailbone, so feel like a piece of string was pulling you up. We're going to place the right elbow onto the right knee, and we're just going to gently lean to that right side. So just a very subtle, gentle push. Keep the breath coming. Just a lovely way of opening up through the hips and opening up. As you do that, you can do a couple of ankle circles here. You can see how I'm moving my foot here a little bit, just to kind of get some movement in the ankle. There's always a little bit of an opportunity here to move so that you're not tightening up through the ankle joint. Move your toe joints as well, wriggle them a little bit. We don't always move our toe joints, and they're important for everyday balance. And then lift up, supporting the leg, lift it up, place the foot down, realign a little bit, loosen up, bring the other leg up. Again, take a few seconds to adjust this if you need to. Don't rush the move, be mindful as you go in. So now we're going to hold on with our left hand. We're going to lift out of our tailbone and we're going to just gently lean over to that side. Very, very subtle, gentle push down. Now, one side will potentially feel a bit tighter than the other, which is quite normal. Normally, if you are right-handed, your right side will generally feel a bit looser because you use it so much. Left side may feel a bit stiffer. And the same goes if you're left-handed, your left side will probably feel a little bit looser and the right side may feel a bit tighter. So just be mindful of that when you do this. A couple of deep breaths in, move your ankle here. You can see how I'm moving that foot around. And then gently lift up. Support the side and just bring that leg down. So that was getting some hip opening movement going on and just giving that glute a little bit of a stretch. Okay, so we're going to shuffle back in the seat now a little bit, but there still should be a little bit of space between you and the back of the chair. We're just going to do a little bit of a lean back here. So again, keeping the spine lengthened now, feet flat on the floor. And I think perhaps for this, if you wish, it's an option, you can place the book back between your thighs. Feet flat on the floor, hands to chest, lift, lean back, and come back up. So it's almost like you're the hands of a clock, and you are just, or a grandfather clock, and you are just leaning forwards and back. It's not a big move. So you inhale back, exhale, forward. Inhale back, exhale forward, keeping your shoulders soft, keeping your eye line forward. It's just a gentle move back and forward, keeping your feet flat on the floor. So if you find your feet are lifting, potentially you're going too far back. This is simply a opening up of the hips And again, a little bit of mobility. Keep the rib cage pulling down, pelvic floor tight. Inhale back. Exhale up. One more. Release down. Lovely. So again, that's just a nice way of kind of getting some movement through the upper body, but also kind of working the hip flexors a little bit too. But the important thing with that one is when you lean back, you're not collapsing back. You're keeping your spine lengthened up. And it is challenging, but that's what Pilates is. It's about mindful movement. So always make the movement a little smaller if you need to. It's not about how far back you can go. Just listen to your body. Some days you may feel fairly loose, fairly mobile. Other days you may feel a little bit stiffer. So just be mindful each day of how the whole body is feeling. Okay, so from here now, we're just going to do a little bit of a, to finish off essentially, we're just going to do some reaching up with the arms and getting a little bit of movement through the rib cage. So we're going to reach the arms and we're going to lift up, reach down to the side, come back up to your center, gentle flexion to the side. So gentle, literally just reaching up, looking up towards the hand above you, coming back down, hands in prayer, lifting up, releasing down. So it's a lovely movement just to get some opening through your chest, allowing your neck, your head to move, your shoulders to open up. So exhale, inhale back, exhale, inhale back, exhale, come back in, exhale, reach up, inhale to come back, exhale, reach, inhale to come back, exhale, reach, inhale to come back, last one, and then gently release. Fantastic. So hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit looser. We're going to finish off with a little bit of a roll down through our spine. So be mindful of this one. If you have any blood pressure issues, you can go halfway down. So we'll do a modified roll down first and a full roll down to finish off. So just watch and do whatever you feel more comfortable doing. So I'm actually going to move my bottle of water out the way, move my book. I'm going to take my feet out a little bit now, so I've got a little bit of a space. You can perhaps just take the knees a little wider for this. Hands on the knees. This is the half roll down, so this is just a modified version. So you're going to lift up, look forward, allow your chin to now drop, and then gently just round yourself forward. Now as you do that, cross your hands over, let your head drop, and this might be enough for you. You might feel a nice little bit of a pull through your lower back. You can do a gentle kind of roll, hip side to side here if you like. You can move your neck, you can move your head. Inhale to stay. Exhale, slowly come back up. Arms release, and you can relax. Full roll down now, so be mindful here. Hands go between your legs now. Shoulders soften. You keep your tummy muscles drawing in. You keep your pelvic floor engaged. You look forward. Inhale. Exhale, drop your chin and just roll through your spine. Taking it nice and slow. So you can see my hands are on the floor. I'm moving my head a little bit here. Feeling a lovely stretch and pull through my lower back. And then slowly roll back up, bone by bone by bone. So your head comes up last. You rebuild your spine and you just release. So that was just to release kind of your lumbar spine a little bit here. Okay, it's just about getting that movement through here. Let's actually do that again. So we'll do the modified version first. Hands on your thighs. Lengthen up through the tailbone, through your spine. Drop your chin. Modified version. As you roll down, cross your hands over and just stop here. Now you can do a nice gentle kind of swing side to side, or just hold it still. Just relax everything now. Soften your shoulders. Breathe into any stiffness or tightness. And then slowly come back up. And release. Full roll down. Widen the knees now. Take them slightly wider than your hips. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the chin and gently roll forward all the way down. Hands on the floor. Shake out your head a little bit here. Move your hips a little bit, whatever feels good, just to loosen everything up. And then inhale. Exhale, roll back up through your spine. Head comes up last. Shoulders soften at the top, and you can just give yourself a little bit of a roll out. And that was your roll down to release your spine. So remember, in Pilates, we're mobilizing, we're moving, we're strengthening, we're focusing on our posture, and we're thinking about slow and controlled movements. That's the essence of what we're doing here. So like with anything else, make sure that you watch the video if you've never done Pilates before. Just see the movement of the spine, the shoulders, the neck, etc., etc. Listen to the breathing points as well. And remember what I said, any kind of blood pressure issues, just if you find that exhale makes you feel a bit dizzy, then just breathe normally, but never hold your breath, because the essence of this is trying to get you to strengthen, improve your posture, get everything kind of loosened up here as well. So just being conscious when you are doing some writing, cooking, whatever you do in your daily life, you've got that sense of mindful movement, which is what I spoke about at the beginning of the video. Thinking about what's happening around shoulders, the neck. Often people say, oh, I'm stiff around the top of my hips, etc., etc. So even doing that lovely stretch where we allow the knee to go out and we leant over, it's kind of opening up that area, which sometimes does feel a little bit tight, but also being very conscious if you have any, injuries or conditions, not forcing anything. The most important thing to remember is allow the movement into your body, don't force the movement into your body. So it's not a competition. It's not about competing with yourself. It's about listening to your body, listening to your breath, and making sure that you're doing things in a safe and effective manner, suitable for you on any given day. So let me grab a drink. That was a lot of me talking. So this workout is about 45 minutes. It's a bit longer than the previous one. The previous Pilates was about 30 minutes. So we've done a couple of more repetitions here. We've kind of got more movement. And I hope it's helped kind of going back to some of those original moves just to get them into your mind. As we progress with the chair-based Pilates, I will add more exercises. I'm looking for my glasses, or I'm as blind as a bat, really. But anyway, I can't find them, so I'll have to hope I find them at some point. So I will add some more on as we move on through chair-based Pilates. My plan is to do some floor-based Pilates as well, which I will film probably after this one. So if you are okay with getting down to the floor, have a look at floor-based Pilates exercises and movement. And I'm going to do some strength training as well in a separate video. So have a look as well at the technique videos I've done. I've done about 4 technique videos, squats, lunges, and also done the abduction, and gosh, I can't even remember the first one, but they are on the playlist. So when you go to the Central YMCA YouTube page, go to the playlist button and it'll actually take you to all the different videos, whether they be chair-based, floor-based, standing, Zumba, whatever you fancy doing. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying engaged with us during this time. Any comments? Comment section below, please. Let me know any questions. And I will see you soon. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your Saturday. Take care, stay safe, and hopefully we will see you all back at the club very soon. Until then, see you. Thank you. Bye.